Hi, okay, welcome to session 7. So this is our consolidation session. It's going to be just like the previous one we did, where I'm just going to throw the work that we've been learning at you randomly. So we're kind of jumping around in our brains, having to think about all that knowledge that we now have. I'm going to encourage you, please, as much as possible to do everything by hand. All right, if there's some adding to do it in the columns, same as subtraction. If there's multiplying, do the Chinese method. Let's try and do as much of this as we can by hand, because that enables us to be practicing those core skills all the time. Now, obviously, if you hit something where you want to double check it in your calculator or anything like that, then please do. But I'm going to demonstrate and model everything in handwritten methods, okay? So our first question is on the screen. I want you to hit pause, have a go, and press play when you're ready. Okay, so what am I looking at? Really, really important that I'm always asking that question. I am looking at an angles question, and I can see that there are 3 angles all coming together on this straight line, making that half moon shape. So I know it's a straight line rule of 180 degrees. What else do I know? I know there's a right angle here of 90 degrees. So I'm going to add the angles I know together. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 9 plus 5 is 14. So I know that they total 141. Take that away from what I want the whole thing to add up to, which is my 180. Okay, so 0 take 1 can't do. So I've got to take 1 from next door. 10 take 1 is 9. 7 take 4 is 3. 1 take 1 is gone. So my x is 39 degrees. And if you got that right, fabulous, well done. So let's do the next question. Next question is going to be 2/5 of 40. Hit pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so this is a divide by the bottom times by the top question. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. And take your answer, times it by the top, and you've got 16. Okay, next question. We're going to do 3a plus 7b minus a minus 5b. All right, hit pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so I often use color. I love color. All right, I'm going to do this one without the color just to demo how you can do this if you don't have a highlighter or anything like that available. And I'm going to use circles. So my first term is 3a. So I'm just going to work my way along looking for some more a's, and there they are there. So I'm going to ring those a's and stretch it across that sign. That sign is going to direct me, tell me what it is I need to do. So 3a, take away an a, is going to leave me 2 a's. And then I'll just use an underline here so I don't get mixed up. I'm at 7. I've got 7 b's. It's positive. When I come along here, there's the rest of my b's. I've got 5, and I'm being directed to take them away. So 7 take 5 is 2. 2 is positive, so I'm going to write plus 2b as my final answer. Okay, next question. Going to do for me 63 times 4. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that we could do this. There is the sort of 1-digit method. This only works for 1 digit. I have shown it to you before, where you split your larger number into hundreds, tens, units, depending on what you've got, tens and units here, and you times them through by the 4 separately. 6 4s are 24, add the 0, 3 4s are 12. Make sure you're lining this up properly or it will go wrong. 0 plus 2 is 2, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 2. So that's one way that you could do it. It works for 1 digit only. It's the 1-digit method. However, Chinese method should be pretty much our go-to now. And I'm a big fan of just have one method and use it everywhere. So I'm going to do this with the Chinese method as well. If you've just done it with the Chinese method and got that, you probably don't need to watch this and might want to forward on. But for me, this is definitely how I'm going to do the rest of this session. I'm going to use the Chinese method for every bit of timesing that we need to do. I just do my standard 3x3. I don't need all of those. And you'll see how quick and easy this is. We don't really need another method. This is fast enough. So you've got 3 4s are 12, 6 4s are 24. And then remember that we are just going out through our diagonals. And I'm not going to highlight them every time either. I'm just doing it the once, just to make sure we've remembered everything. So the 2 comes out, 5 drops out, and 2 drops out. I'm getting 2 5 2, which is a good thing because that's the right answer. Okay, so Chinese method for me is the way I'm going to do the rest of it. It's up to you how you do things. My advice, however, would be this is great, but you need to be super confident and happy about picking between the two, because this isn't going to work as soon as I give you something bigger like, I don't know, 78 times 43. If you start trying to apply this, it's going to go wrong. So one method to suit all would be this one here. All right, let's move on. We're going to do a couple more before we do that one, I think. Okay, so we're going to do change 2.8 meters into centimeters. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, so we're doing meters to centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So to go from meters to centimeters, I am getting bigger. That's telling me to times. So I'm going to take my 2.8 and I'm going to times it by 100. Okay, so that's going to give me 280. So the 2.8, I'm literally going 1, 2, fill in the bucket, decimal points now on the end, it's 280. Okay. They're quite tough. I think converting units is a really hard area of maths. So if that's going well, well done. All right, let's practice our division. 625 divided by 5. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. All right, straight into bus shelter, no messing around with this. If you remember to space it out even better, because then you're not squishing it all up. And I'm going to be saying, right, 5s into 6. How many 5s can I get into 6? I can get 1 with 1 left over. That 2 is now turned into 12. How many 5s can I get into 12? That's 2 with 2 left over. And then how many 5s can I get into 25? It's 5 exactly. So it's 125 for my final answer. Okay, we'll do one more number question and then we'll look at that angles question. So 20% of 47. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do my rewrite. I always do my rewrite. 20 over 100 times 47. That is very often a mark, and I want to get that mark. Okay, now I'm literally just going to do my divide by the bottom times by the top, although I am going to times by the top first. So we're going to go into our Chinese grid. Just take my time a little bit, otherwise it ends up looking awful. There we go. And 20 times 47. So timesing by 0, everything is 0. 4 2s are 8, 2 7s are 14, and then we're just going to add out. So I've got a 0 dropping out there, 4, 9, and whilst there is a 0 dropping out, it doesn't really count. So I've got 20 times 47 equaling 940. And then I'm going to divide that by the bottom, which is always 100 for a percent question, in two places, and it's 9.4. If you wrote 9.40, you're not wrong. So please tick that and be happy with it. You're not wrong. Okay, but we don't need the 0, so we don't include the 0 if we can remember. So hopefully you're seeing just how easy Chinese method can be. That was not a hard thing to drop out and get. So really, really good. Okay, angles time. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, so as always, I need to be thinking, what am I looking at? What do I know about what I can see? That is what's going to help me solve the problem. I must never, ever try and get into that habit of, oh, I recognize that question, so I can do it. That's not the way we want to learn maths, because if we don't see that question and we see something that's slightly different, it can completely put us off. So what am I looking at? So I'm looking at a triangle. And I know that triangles will equal 180 degrees. So that's my first sort of piece of knowledge, that triangles equal 180. Now I'm paying attention to this. I have got a special kind of triangle. I've got an isosceles because of the two lines. So if I highlight the two lines, that points to the two angles that are the same. So I now know a little bit more about this diagram. I know that this X here is equal, the exact same size as this angle here in that corner of the triangle. So I'm going to start off by taking away what I know. 180 take away 52. So 10 take 2 is 8, 7 take 5 is 2. So I've got 128. Now that 128 has to be shared between both of these. So my last step is to divide my 128 by 2, and I'm just going to shove it in my bus shouter. 2's into 1 don't go. 2's into 12 go 6. 2's into 8 go 4. So I know that these two angles here are both 64 each, which is telling me that X is equal to 64 degrees. So if you got that right, really, really well done. We're going to do another angles question, a little bit different. I told you about this a moment ago. It's really important that we are exposed to things that take us out of comfort zone slightly. So I want you to hit pause, give it a good go, and press play when you're ready. Okay, so what am I looking at? I'm actually looking at an angle question that involves a right angle. So in this part here, I have a right angle. I know that right angles equal 90 degrees. So I know 58 plus X should equal 90 degrees. So I'm going to take away the 58 from the 90, and that will give me my answer. So reduce that down. 10 take 8 is 2. 8 take 5 is 3. So X is equal to 32 degrees. And if you use the 90, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If you didn't, then there is just an example of how we really can use things that we know in a way where it feels unfamiliar, and it can be quite off-putting, but hopefully you did okay. All right, so let's clean this up and do something other than angles. Let's do another conversion because these are hard, aren't they? So we're going to change 52 millimeters to centimeters. Pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so we are doing millimeters to centimeters. I know there are 10 millimeters in one. So to go from here to here, I'm getting smaller. So that's telling me to divide by 10. So 52 divided by 10, so in one place, gives me 5.2. So my answer is 5.2 centimeters. Okay, let's do another one. This time we're going to change 1.8 kilograms to grams. Pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so kilograms to grams. Remember that K is standing for 1,000. That means 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So I might put my units on as well. There we go. So to get from 1 kilogram to 1,000 grams, I'm getting bigger, which means it is a times by 1,000. So 1.8 times by 1,000. I need to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to rewrite it here because that's getting messy. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Fill in your zeros, and it's 1,800 grams, 1,800. Okay. Next question. I'm going to give you some numbers. 5, 7, 2, 8, 1, 2, and 9. And I want you to find the mode, and I want you to find the range. All right, hit pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so I'm encouraging you to put them in order. I want that to become our norm. It just makes things easier to find, easier to see, and we have less risk of going wrong, don't we? So putting them in order, I've got 1, 2, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. Now the mode is 2. That comes up the most common. And then the range, remember, that is our biggest take smallest. So we're going to do 9 take 1, which is equal to 8. Now remember, you must show that. That can be a mark in your exam. Don't want to lose marks just because we're doing things in our head. All right. Okay. Let's do a percentage question. Okay, find for me 5% of 112. Pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, here's the rewrite. 5 over 100 times by 112. That gets me a mark. Happy days. Now it's just divide by the bottom times by the top. Going to times first because dividing by 100 is super easy, so I'm saving it to last. Okay, so set your gridding up, and we are doing 5 times 112. So we've got 0, 5, 0, 5, and 10. 0 drops out, 6 drops out, 5 drops out. So 5 times 112 is equal to 560. 560 divided by 100, just in 2 places, 5.6. Okay, again, if you put that 0 on, I know it can be a real habit for some people to do that. It's not a problem. You will get your marks. Just as I say, try and write it without the 0, okay, because it has no value. We don't need it anymore. All right. Okay, excellent. Whilst we're on our Chinese grid, let's just do a bigger question. So we're really well practiced at it. There we go. Hit pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so obviously we've got a lot more numbers this time going into our grid. Now remember, just go through the corners. If your squares are slightly different in size, which mine are this time, going through the corners is the important thing. So I've got 58, 2, 3, and 6. So 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24, 8 6s are 48. We've got 10 here, 15 here, and 30 here. Okay, so dropping out, we have an 8. And then we have 4 plus 4, which is another 8. Here, I've got 6 plus 2 is 8. I can see that adds to 8 and 8 and 8. So I've got a total of 16. So put the 6, carry the 1. Okay, I've got 3 and then I've got 1. So the answer is 1, 3, 6, 8, 8. Okay. It's really easy just to make one small error and it throw everything out. If that's happened, please know that you are still getting marks. You're demonstrating that you understand a method, you understand how to use that method. Actually, you're really confident with it. You just made a little times table error that threw it out. So they are still generous. They do still give you marks, which is right and proper. All right, next question. Next question. We're going to have -3, 4, 7, -2, 8 and -1. And this time I want you to find the median. So hit pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, so we've got -3, -2, -1, 4, 7 and 8. Put them in order, that's our norm, but actually essential for median, because if they're not in order, it's going to go wrong. So we are going to cross off until we get to the middle, but I have 2 in the middle. So we're going to just extend this because it's the easiest way when they're fairly close together to do this. And we can just cross off again, still 2 in the middle, but slap bang between those 2 is 1.5. So my median is 1.5. If you got that right, really, really well done. Here is our next question. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. Okay, so I am looking at a basic triangle. So I know that it's 180 degrees. I know this is 90. So I'm going to add up what I know. I've got 90 and 38, which is going to give me 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's going to give me 128. I just need to take that away from the 180, and that will give me my answer. So let's 10 take 8 is 2, 7 take 2 is 5, and 1 take 1 is 0. So X is equal to 52 degrees. All right, next question. We are going to do 6a minus 7b plus 4a plus 2b. Pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, I'm going to do circles again. So I've got 6 A's, I've got some A's all the way around that sign. Really, really important. It's directing me to add. So 6 plus 4 is 10. I've got 10 A's. Now I need to be really careful. I'm at -7 on my number line. Okay. Here, where the rest of the B's are, it's telling me to add. So I've got to go up that number line. So -6. -5, that's 2 places up. So it's -5b. If you got that right, well done. Okay, last couple of questions. Let's do 5/8 of 24. Pause and press play when you're ready. Okay, nice straightforward, divide by the bottom times by the top. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. Use the 3 times by the top, and our answer is 15. Okay, that is our last question. Hit pause, press play when you're ready. All right, so one of my favorites. No maths required. These angles are vertically opposite, so X is 110 degrees. Because it's vertically opposite, they are equal. Happy days. All right, so well done. These can be quite hard going. I hope it went well. The recaps that we do at the beginning of every session should now be having an impact on this type of thing where you're feeling a little bit more confident and you're recalling a little bit more. Obviously, we're going to carry on with those recaps. You're not going to lose those. And we're going to keep adding that new learning in. So well done today, and I will see you next session.